Morning guys, happy Friday, welcome back to the channel. So this week we've been working on this Mercedes Sprinter. It's a Grand Canyon and it's made by Hymer. So it's a Mercedes Sprinter van that's been professionally converted by Hymer, and we've had it in for the 360 HD system with the leisure battery hookup. So join me as we walk around the van, show you the cameras and then jump inside. Now it is a bit of a windy day today, so you'll probably pick up a bit of the noise and also see my long hair flying around. So the vehicles that have got the barn doors that open outwards are always more difficult because we have to fit the camera on one side. We can't fit it dead center for obvious reasons. But on this particular vehicle, it's a dark blue. We've used our usual black cameras and the cabling has been brought along and down, all the way down to the bottom, and then has used Copex plastic tubing going all the way along the bottom of the vehicle and up under the driver's seat where we've mounted the drive. Now we'll walk around to the side and show you one of the side cameras. Now we have done a lot of these 360 systems. We seem to be getting quite renowned for the quality of the work we do and also the quality of this system. Now when I first started talking to this customer, they made me aware of this. This is a bulbous wing type arrangement, as I call it, and it's the pod that allows for the bed and the extension of the rear lounge area or the rear bedroom area. Now we have fitted our camera absolutely dead center of the vehicle, but the camera has to take into consideration this. Now if Matt can go slightly backwards with the camera, you'll see that this whole pod section flares out considerably. In fact, it flares out by probably 150 mil, 15 centimeters. So that is going to be seen by the camera, which when we show you inside the system, we'll show you how that is interpreted via the software. Now we're going to jump around to the other side and show you the other side camera, which is the driver's side, and the pod is not as extreme. Right, driver's side of the vehicle, and this pod is nowhere near as extreme as the last one. So what we've had to do is again fitted the camera absolutely dead center of the van so that it can cater for stuff like this. But this is where the real bespoke work that we do is come into it, because this is a sliding door. And a sliding door doesn't have any cables as such going into it. It's actually got a contact point. So if Matt brings the camera over here, as we open the sliding door like so, how this door gets contact and power is through this power plate here. And this power plate here means that we can't just add our camera cabling to it, because inside our camera there's multiple cores. So what we've done for it on this particular occasion is we've actually done a Copex tube. So as we bring the door back like so, we have had to think long and hard. We brought the cabling in through the door, out in the top section inside, and used Copex tubing here like so. We've gone our furthest point, so this door does not open any more than this, and you've got a little bit of tightness but a little bit of flex on the cable. And then when you shut the door like so, the slack behind the door then gets hidden. And the reason why it's hidden is because when we open the door again, you've got a lovely big kitchen area section here, so it's not seen. If this wasn't here, it would be difficult because then you'd have a lot more of the Copex tubing on show. Either way, it's done, it looks good, and it works well. Now we're going to jump to the front of the car, front of the van, and show you that camera. Now, it has been raining overnight and this vehicle has been out, but just goes to show as well the quality of the work that we do. This is a custom alley plate that Richard has formed and cut and bent, primered and sprayed. This is not some crude bit of kit, this is a proper metal plate. Our front camera is using nuts and bolts onto there, and then screwed onto the plastic part of the front Mercedes grille. This is the best place for this camera. Anywhere else would get in the way and it would just look ugly. So this is absolutely perfect for the front camera to do its job for the front of the vehicle and use the software to stitch up the 4 cameras together. Now we can jump inside and show you it all working. So when we fit our advanced 360 system, we generally get the customer down, we talk about in great length about where we're going to fit the display, how we're going to do it, and why, just to make sure that the customer gets absolute optimum performance out of the system. Now, ordinarily on some of our vehicles we have fitted the screen above in the rear view mirror section of the windscreen, but this particular system, it was going to sit beautifully behind the binnacle for, or behind the main screen for the MBUX system. Now, the 10-inch monitor that we fit in, yes, you can have a smaller one. We would never fit it because a smaller screen, something like this, just wouldn't suffice. So what we've done is our usual custom bracket with the screen. I'm going to press the on-off button now, and that's just going to boot up. And then if Matt can get in the shot, we've done our usual 3 custom buttons. Now with these custom buttons like so, it means that the customer has no interaction with the vehicle or the vehicle keys or ignition in any way, shape or form, unless they're driving. And when they're driving, the ignition is on, the engine is running, and you can use your left indicator and right indicator to view what's on the screen. So as per usual, looking at the 360 system, we've got down here the fact that it's connected to GPS and the fact that it's now recording on the hard drive. Just wait for the van to go past. And you can just see a little bit as he went past as well. So this is the overview of this customer's Mercedes Sprinter Hymer. Yesterday morning we got the drone up in the air. It was ridiculously windy and managed to grab a shot before the drone got blown away. And then Richard uses the software and spends 2 or 3 hours getting it absolutely perfect. We've been able to tie in the rear pod, which I will show you because this little switch here makes this view landscape. So we've got now a bird's eye view landscape of the whole of the camper van motorhome. Now it's a bit of a sunny day today, so you've got a bit of shadow, but you can just see that the little sleeping pod here sticks out a bit on the back. You can't see it so much on this side because you've got the awning. But when these guys drive this vehicle, that's their motorhome. Now, they may not have seen the top of the motorhome before, but it doesn't really matter. That's their motorhome, and that's what makes it more personal. We'll just put that back to the rear image. So default image is the rear camera. Now, when they're driving on the motorway, either here or abroad, that's going to make a massive difference because they can see in high definition, this is a 1080p camera, as far back as they need to on the motorway to make a safe decision for overtaking, etc, etc. Now, if we then press the momentary switch down here, that changes the view to a center view, but showing the left-hand camera and the right-hand camera in the thumbnail. We then hit the switch again, and that's the front camera. Now, the front camera is not anywhere near the same as the rear camera. The rear camera is really high, the front camera is really low, and all it does is create that 360 circle. But ultimately the front camera means that you could go parking up to low bollards or curbs or trees or anything on a campsite or on the road and not have to worry about damaging the vehicle. So we just pop that back like so. You've got your default image. Now I'm just going to put the ignition on, and whilst I do that, let's start the engine. Engine is now running, and we have got a bit of a quite a sunny day today, and because it's a winter sun it's quite low. But if I indicate left, you've got the left hand side of the building, and then that flicks back. If I indicate right, you've got all the cars on the right hand side. So again, when I flick back off to the left hand side, you've got the Motorhome Retrofits building, and then on the right hand side you've got all of our cars. Now it is a 180 degree lens. That means that you can see fully down to the left and fully down to the right, and that's why you get that fisheye kind of lens, because there's no way you can have a perfect view like this, which has been set into the software to give you that main view at the back there. Plus the width of the vehicle is all the rear camera has to worry about, but the length of the vehicle is why these 180 degree cameras have to work so much harder to protect the length or both sides of the vehicle. Also comes with remote control. Remote control is for easy access of the menu system. Down here, if Matt's got that in shot as well, is also the USB extender, so that you can go into the mode. And what you can do with this is you can view each and every camera. So that's the front camera in full screen. So looking at it in full screen, you can see a lot more than you would normally. There's the front camera there, looks great because this transit van's just pulled in with the delivery. That's how clear it is. There's the full screen of the left hand side indicator. There's the full screen of the back. And again, you look at that rear camera, that's amazing quality compared to anything else out there on the market in terms of reversing and everything else. And there's the side camera on the driver's side. So this is our advanced 360 system, and we just absolutely love this bit of kit. It's one of those systems that takes a long time to do, but once you've done it and you've used it and you've already seen the benefits from it, it's just absolutely spot on. If you've got a vehicle like this and you want our 360 system fitted, get in touch with us for a quotation and I'll ask you for some pictures. Don't forget to like, subscribe, tell your friends and family, and thanks for watching.